on to another episode of the world's greatest news and reviews. Today on the show, we're going to do a little news. Yes, we're going to do a little... He's pretty eager, if you couldn't tell. He really wants to talk about all of the stories on the internets. So yeah, we're just going to run through a couple quick topics, quick stories that came up over the last couple of weeks that we think warrant talking about. First up, what? What?
It's a segment that I like to call the world's greatest news.
Why wasn't what I was gonna say. But
Cut it out.
Just kind of jumped in there with
I'm
it.
sorry.
No, fine. You guys, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Today's nerdy news.
All right. So first up, it was announced that Cable is going to be in the Deadpool sequel. I think it's safe to say that everybody is highly anticipating another Deadpool movie.
Oh yeah.
Lots of actors have thrown their names in the hat, and the last one was Ron Perlman. So, what do you guys think about Ron Perlman potentially playing Cable? John, let's start with you since you're so eager.
Well, seeing that I have no clue who Cable is, I'd probably like to buy
Very excited!
No, I think anything that Ron
Hellboy. Yeah. So
Hellboy and Clay Morrow from the great show Sons of Anarchy.
well, and from what little I know about Hellboy, Ron Perlman was that was like his pet project.
Yeah, he was really
and he put like everything he had into that. And if he does the same thing with Cable, we're gonna see something good.
Yeah.
Plus, Cable's just like a really awesome character, and he's really badass, and has just a very, very, imposing presence. And I feel like Ron Perlman will embody that pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was kind of excited to see who they finally actually cast for that role.
Because we're all excited for Ron Perlman, and it's not going to be Ron Perlman. Just like we're all excited for guess who's going to be Lex Luthor? Bryan Cranston. No. All right. Guess who's going to be Gordon? Bryan Cranston. No. Shit. All right. So. All right, moving on. So, Supergirl got canceled at CBS, but it is moved to the CW. So now all of the Berlanti-verse is going to be under one umbrella. Berlanti is the showrunner, produces, writes, does all that. So with Supergirl now officially moving to the CW, you're going to have a lot more opportunity for crossovers. And they said all 4 shows... Legends, Arrow, Flash, and Supergirl are going to cross over with each other.
So was that a move just to get Supergirl over
well,
on
NBC
network?
canceled it.
Or did they cancel
CBS.
it for other
CBS,
reasons?
excuse me.
So
NBC.
basically, CBS at the end of the season they were waiting. They, everybody else picked up or canceled shows. CBS was still waiting on Supergirl, and so and CW was kind of looking at the chops like, okay, are you going to renew it or are we going to let it go so we can pick it up? And so it kind of fell into their laps. CBS let it go. CW.
Okay, so it wasn't
CW
a
was
move
sister
just so
company
that they
anyway.
could get it.
No.
It just happened to work out that way.
Right, CW is a sister network. They were able to do that crossover with Flash and Supergirl, even though it was CBS and CW. So, I don't know. I'm kind of excited because Supergirl, for me, and it sounds kind of corny to say, hey, watch Supergirl, but it actually turned out to be pretty cool because I didn't know much about her. The show, the first couple episodes were kind of, like any other show, character development, blah, blah. But I think when you get into like 3rd or 4th episode and they start introducing more people, the fact that they mentioned the Man of Steel, Superman, they didn't, whoever we were talking about at first, they didn't really say his name. And then all of a sudden it's like they got rights to say his name. They said it all the damn time. But yeah, it's kind of cool to see that whole side of it in another city and all that good stuff. So, and he actually is in the show a couple of times, and it's kind of cool how they did that.
Kind of teased
So
you,
to come to
though.
CW, I think it's gonna help the show.
Yeah, it should be noted that obviously CBS, excuse me, I don't know why I keep saying NBC. CBS is a much bigger network, so when it debuted, it had like super high ratings and lost about 50% of its ratings throughout the course of the season. Still pulled in good numbers though, but not good enough for them to want to keep it. But over at the CW, those kind of numbers would be huge. So, I mean, it's a really good move all the way around for that. I didn't watch Supergirl. I watched the first episode, and then I kind of just fell behind. So, I was actually waiting to see if it's going to get renewed before I committed the time to watching it, because some people said it was kind of rough. Both these guys really liked it, so I'm willing to give it a shot. Celie, have you watched it at all? You going to try?
No, not yet. I have too much other stuff on my plate. So. Eventually.
We'll get there, eventually.
So I did some reading on this. There was an article I read that we're talking about Calista Flockhart.
Maybe not.
That she might not be staying on because the show was filmed in L.A. And she lives in Vancouver. Or filmed in LA. She lives in LA with Harrison Ford and their kid, and they were worried that she would not make the move to Vancouver, where they're probably going to
Because that's where
film
they shoot
it.
all
Yes,
the other
exactly.
ones.
They actually did
Exactly.
Move, they did move it.
Did
They
did
are
move
moving
it
it to Vancouver,
yes.
and so
She just doesn't want to go shoot up there.
I guess.
she's not sure. What they're saying right now is that they might make it so Kat is just making appearances.
Like a
So,
recurring character.
like a reoccurring
Got it.
character, but they're
She-
worried. The only worry that I've read about is that her only reoccurring might not be enough to keep the show as good, because she was
Is she a good part of the
a
crew?
great
Is she
part
a
of
good
it.
part of it?
Yes,
Yeah.
very integral
She's
part.
she's like
Yes.
the Perry White.
Exactly.
For where,
Okay.
for where-
Except
It's a
for
magazine, right? that she
it's a
works at?
magazine, right? She's the
Yeah.
owner, of
owner, big media mogul type.
This, right?
But
She's
there's a
hard-ass
lot
too,
more.
like-
There's a lot more interaction with her and Supergirl
Mhm.
than there ever was with Perry White
Cool.
and Superman.
That's
So-
So
I look forward to definitely checking it out now. So let's keep it DC, but transition over to the film side of things, where DC has pretty much put Geoff Johns in charge of all of their movies, and pretty much any decisions, anything creatively that's going to happen is going to go through him first. If you didn't know, Geoff Johns was already the chief creative officer for DC and actively writing several series. If you read a series from DC recently and it was amazing, he probably wrote it. It's also noted that he was co-writing, or at least was rumored to be co-writing, the standalone Batman film with Ben Affleck, and was going to produce that. So Geoff Johns taking creative control of it. He's basically going to act as Kevin Feige, like he does with Marvel, I would imagine. And the rumor that Affleck's going to direct, or not even rumor, I think that was confirmed, and that Affleck's been put on as a producer for the Justice League. So they're kind of shifting control, maybe not so much away from Snyder, but just giving other people the opportunity to drive the ship, so to speak. He was quoted to saying he wanted to bring hope and optimism to the DC extended universe. So all you people who cried that BVS was joyless and humorless, there you go. What do you guys think about this? This is super exciting for me. I love Geoff Johns. I think this was a great idea. What do you guys think?
Okay. Yeah, Jesus.
It's got
It's
something.
way too much going on here. I like the old Supermans, where everything was nice, shiny, and polished, and he came to save the day. But that was a very 80s, 90s thing. I think we can do dark.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
Well, I
it.
think we agreed. We all like Man of Steel. We like this
Yeah.
interpretation of things, and we find the Superman character very relatable.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly he means by hope and optimism, but if he's going to try to make this a Dick Donner Superman again, we've seen that doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
That returns.
Yeah.
Well, and if anybody can pull it off, it's Geoff Johns, but still, why pull away from Batman versus Superman?
Well, they're not-
I know it's just a money thing, but
Well, they're not
No.
necessarily, because Snyder's still directing Justice League. He's
Okay.
still having influence on where the vision as a whole is
didn't
going.
Ben Affleck just get put onto more of a
Yeah, he's
lead
a
role
he's
on
a-
that?
Yeah. So he's gonna be a much bigger part of it, and have as a producer now is gonna have a bigger say as to the kind of things that are gonna happen.
Okay.
So I think getting people that know the source material only helps.
Right, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily going away from it, like he touched on, but for him to know the source material, make sure their storylines and everything is kind of, it goes along the lines of the comics,
Mhm.
So I mean, I think it's a good move. For me, my thing is I think it's really good. I'm kind of pretty excited, and for me being first a Marvel fan, and then now recently last couple years getting into DC and kind of getting excited for these movies and animated movies and stuff like that. It's kind of, now that I know who this guy was, I wouldn't have known that before, but I think it's a good move.
Unrelated, but I really like your Deadpool shirt.
Oh, thanks.
That's pretty cool. I was just checking out the pattern. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
It's soft on the skin.
it looked really good at the side of my bed too.
Oh, I agree. I'm kind of on the same boat as
About the bed
Lonnie.
thing, or-
Not about the bed thing, but about the whole Marvel thing. I grew up reading Marvel comics. I was a huge Spidey
Everybody
fan,
wants a piece.
X-Men, Moon Knight, all that stuff. Doctor Strange, and liked Superman and Batman. Loved those guys. Knew who the DC guys were, but until the last couple of years, I didn't really care to learn more about them. And then these series coming out. Arrow, DC, or Legends, Flash. God, Flash is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
But now I'm all about DC as well. So I'm glad Vic said I could like both.
And so I officially give everybody on the internet's permission. You can like both.
It's official.
It's official. You heard it here. But no, and on that note, we know the Berlandiverse is starting to wrap things up. Next week is the finale for pretty much all of their shows, and we'll get reviews of all those out as fast as we can. That's definitely up on the docket, right, Jeremy?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
So, transitioning, we have a story about Daniel Craig. Lonnie, I'll let you lead this one because I don't know as much as you do, but what happened?
Daniel Craig, who's most recently been our James Bond for all the recent movies
4
last few
movies,
years.
right?
I think it's 4.
Uh-huh.
So rumors were put out there pretty quickly that the truth is he was offered $99 million to
Whew.
continue as James Bond.
For how many movies did they say, or is that just
It didn't say in the article that I read. It just said $99 million. And then so because of the off-putting statement that he gave,
What is it?
didn't even give the quote. Just said he gave an off-putting statement, which
Oh.
everybody ran off and said, "Oh, he refused the $99 million." You know what it was?
I vaguely remember because he said that he was done, and somebody asked him, like in an interview, what it would take to get him to come back, and I forgot what he said. Something like he would rather, not like rather die than do it again, but it was something. It was pretty off-putting.
Like crawl through a mile of broken glass.
Probably something not that bad,
So-
but yeah.
So yeah, so
You gotta get the fact
all
check.
the
Like having
all
Shield or
media.
I think for a new show, we would have
Yeah.
looked that up.
Yeah, right. So all the media kind of went into a frenzy with the rumor that he refused the $99 million, will not come back as James Bond. And then, a couple hours later, I saw another article said that's not true, that he did not refuse, and that he was now thinking about coming back and continuing James Bond. Didn't hear how many movies, but that he's thinking about actually staying as James Bond.
I think I can do a dramatic reenactment of how the negotiations went. Okay, so Daniel Craig, I'm not doing another goddamn James Bond movie. How many? 99. Yeah, so I'm gonna do another James Bond movie. Just saying, there's very few things in this world that I wouldn't do for $99 million, and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this just in. Little John to play James Bond.
What?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
$99
Millennials are
million.
not-
Okay.
Millennials are not gonna get that joke.
No, I'm
Chappelle
sorry.
Show kids, you should watch it. Pretty good. Pretty damn good. All
There's
right.
certain things that should be buried with history.
All right, guys. So
I'm sorry.
that was just a quick little news spurt, if you will. A few stories. We'll try to pop out more videos like this. Keep them on the shorter side, a few stories at a time. So yeah. Again, if you enjoyed our video, be sure to like and subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Google Plus, wherever else the hell we are. Links to all those will be in the description. And yeah, thanks for coming out.
I'm not a journalist.
If you don't know, now you know.